Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. Today, I have with me one of the athletes that participated in that event. His name is Josh Lugg. He's an offensive lineman out of Notre Dame. Nice to have you, sir.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So, really big guy on the offensive line that who's solid in pass pro and displayed some quality toughness at the Hula Bowl. So, Josh, if you don't mind, give us a little bit of your background, if you don't mind. Tell me where you went to high school and kind of walk me through your journey to get there to Notre Dame.
Yeah, I grew up at North Allegheny Senior High School. It's a public school in the suburb of Wexford, just outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Lived there my whole life. Had a great support family around me, and a great coaching staff too at my high school level, where I was able to, have the mentorship of not only my own father and my brother, but also the coaching staff at the school I was at. So I was very fortunate to have an offensive line coach that knew how I would accept coaching and could help drive me towards a school that would help me develop. And ultimately, that was Notre Dame. When I visited Notre Dame, I fell in love with the academics here, the environment, the people. One of the biggest things about Notre Dame is it's the people that are around that just want to help other people succeed. And I witnessed that right away, and I wanted to be a part of it. I was attracted to it. Our offensive line culture is very special here, and it's something that we were able to maintain through my 6 years at Notre Dame. And so just being able to have that experience and live it out here at Notre Dame and, get the degree, get the second master's degree now, and also compete at a high level at Notre Dame, it was truly a special opportunity for me. And I feel like I took a lot of advantage of it, which is great.
Yeah, so I mean, again, found your way there to Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, who, let's just face it, man, like their history is plentiful with just quality talent, Hall of Famers and such. Definitely nice to be able to play there. Obviously a lot of guys dream of getting there. Was that like your, obviously you chose to go there, but what other offers did you have coming out of high school?
Yeah, I actually committed pretty early, so I didn't have a ton of offers, but it was mainly local and Midwest schools. So Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia, Wisconsin. Those are some other schools that I was interested in early in the process. And then once Notre Dame kind of came into the picture, I knew that this was going to be a place that I wanted to spend however many years I'd be in college at.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, the O-line culture is phenomenal. So many first round top draft picks coming out of there. Good quality program. So if you're going to be an offensive lineman, go to the Notre Dame. So that's where they breed them. So just kind of curious though there, Josh, because I don't have it in my notes. So if you can kind of fill in the blank here a little bit. When you played, when you were at your high school there in Pittsburgh, was it just football for you, or did you participate in anything else growing up? Any other sports?
Yeah,
You're a
tried.
big guy, so I figured maybe some basketball.
Yeah, I didn't really grow until my sophomore year in high school. I going into my sophomore year, I grew 6 inches and put on 80 pounds in the span of 4 months. And so I kind of hit my growth spurt a little bit late, but I was really into basketball, baseball. I tried lacrosse out. It wasn't for me. And ultimately, I think I made the right decision in playing football. And so
of course,
after my 9th grade year, I did specialize in football. One of the reasons why I didn't do other sports was because I was so focused in the off-season training that I wanted to be at my best when the fall time came. So I played football throughout most of high school, but before that I was very interested in baseball and basketball, and I mainly played basketball for most of the off seasons.
nice. So kind of going along that train of thought though, why do you love this game of football so much?
There's so many reasons we'd be on this call for the next hour if I could name them all. But really it's the brotherhood, and this sport will humble you quickly, and you got to have a great support system. You got to have a great brotherhood that you play with. especially on the offensive line. If one guy lets the unit down, everybody fails. That's just I like having that. Um, I wouldn't say that stress, but that job where I need to do what I need to do on every single play, where I'll let my other teammates down, and I take that very seriously. I think that's what makes the game a lot of fun too, is because your job is very serious, whether that's protecting the quarterback or just protecting your other offensive linemen. If I don't do my job, I'm not only jeopardizing whoever has the ball, but it could be my right tackle or the center that I'm playing with. So that's part of the reason why I really, really like playing the game, just its competitive nature.
Oh, yeah, I mean, definitely a huge responsibility. I think most people would say the game is won and lost in the trenches, with guys like yourself. So obviously that's why you got to get out there, train yourself up so you can dominate regularly. So um, uh, talk a little bit more about your experience there for Notre Dame and that offensive line. I know you've been used as a guard and tackle during your time there, but can you kind of elaborate and maybe even describe your guys' offense and what you've been playing in during your time?
Yeah. I like to look at myself as a Swiss Army knife or a versatile offensive lineman. So when people ask what position I play, I usually say offensive line, and then if they're familiar with the sport, I'll go, "Oh, what position in offensive line?" Like all of them. I have played all the positions at Notre Dame. Mainly majored in right tackle, right guard, and a little bit of center in 2020. And I feel like I really fit for our offense. We are very heavy on the inside zone, counter, and power. Uh, that's kind of our bread and butter, and we get really, really good at that in the off season. It's no secret that if you throw on our tape, you're going to see 15 to 20 plays run. That's what really gets me excited, and that's why I really like being a part of this offense at Notre Dame. We just recently lost the offense coordinator that I had the great privilege of playing for the last however many years I've been here at Notre Dame. And so as I'm leaving the university and now he's leaving the university, it's great to go back on the film and kind of see the great opportunities he's put us in and the great games and the great knowledge he brought, Coach Tommy Rees. Each week, we'd switch it up. We were versatile in our own offense, just as I'd be a versatile guy on the O line. He was really versatile in his offensive calling, making sure it's not something like we run this and we only run this no matter who we're going against. It's like, okay, if we can run outside zone against a team, we're going to coach it, and the coaches are going to coach it really well, and we're going to try to execute at the highest level.
Nice. And saw you do that, at least from our perspective, and decided to invite you to the Hula Bowl. We had a couple guys, I think, last year from Notre Dame who did well and decided to go back to the well and get some more guys there from Notre Dame. So bringing you in, and really wanted you to play on the right side somewhere in that lineup there for our offensive line. But go ahead and talk about your experience with the Hula Bowl, if you don't mind, whether it be the call or the week of activities and events.
Yeah, I had a great week, and like you said, there's previous Notre Dame guys, those being Drew White, Kurt Heinisch, Kane Madden. They had all told me about how great their experiences were at the Hula Bowl. So when I had received the call that I'd be invited to the Hula Bowl, it was really a huge honor for me, and I was excited about that opportunity to compete on a stage that challenges individuals to be at their best. And so I really once we got there, everything was very much a business-like approach. Meeting with different scouts, getting practice, learn a playbook fast. I like that I was able to showcase my talents and be able to learn a playbook really, really quickly. Because in the NFL, when you get called to another team or you're going into OTAs, you need to be able to learn a playbook quickly and have it understand. Just not just know, but understand it and being able to apply that on the field and on the film. And so I think that was a great opportunity that whole week to be able to showcase, the skill set I've tried to build at Notre Dame in that week. And the talent there was great. I made some great friends there, and we have a group message that consistently communicates with each other. And just the opportunity the Hula Bowl provided for all of us. I know we talk about it all the time in our chat about this opportunity that we had was really exceptional.
Nice. And like you said, I mean, got together with a group of guys who you're still trying to keep up with and obviously follow each other's journey. And had some good coaches. I felt like we had some great coaches to help you guys. I mean, hopefully the offensive scheme wasn't too difficult to learn, but wanted to give you guys something to work with in short notice, which obviously you were able to do. I will say the one thing that I felt really separated you from some people is your toughness. I witnessed you get a hand injury during the Hula Bowl, but still willing to go out there and compete. That shows character. And I really love that about you, man. I mean, and obviously I hope that you don't get injured, but the fact that you're willing to go out there and leave it all out on the field, I really love that about you. So
Thank you.
um you had mentioned a little bit about meeting up with some scouts and maybe doing some interviews. Ballpark, how many teams did you actually visit with and do interviews with?
About 12 teams.
12 teams. Okay, that's a really good solid number. Any experience from those interviews that you're willing to share? Some people had like maybe some interesting questions or something like that, but nothing. Did you have anything to share?
Yeah, I won't share personally some of the things we talked about, but it was great to watch film with some scouts and others. I get to do some board work, and then others I was just able to kind of just talk about my history and growing up and get to know one another. And so I think each interview in itself was a little bit different, but it was good because it provided me with an opportunity to show NFL scouts who I really am, and
And
then I
so,
can go out and play on the film.
uh,
Show 'em.
did you get any sort of feedback from those guys, whether positive or negative or something? Like, anything that you're willing to share?
Yeah, it was all positive. I think Coach Easton and Coach Reese here at Notre Dame prepared me for those interviews where I had to get on the board or where I had to go through the film or talk about scheme. And so all those interviews were really, really positive. And then I like talking with people. I feel like I'm really good at telling my own story. And um, like we're talking now, I I really have no problem being able to open up to people and kind of show people who I am. And so really all the interviews went really, really well.
Nice. So obviously you went out there, showcased your talent, did very well. As a prospect, what do you think separates you from everybody else, man? I mean, is it that versatility? Dude, I think there's a lot of good positive attributes that you bring to the table. But what do you feel separates you?
Yeah, I think the versatility is a huge priority. I want to be a guy that's dependable, one that teams know that I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to be where I need to be when I need. You just tell me one time where I need to be, and I'm going to be there. I'm not going to be a problem for anyone's organization, and I'm versatile in a way that I can play any position you're going to want me to play. I did that in high school. I did that at Notre Dame. I'm ready to do that at the NFL level. Um, Other things I think about are the toughness, like how we kind of talked about, where, if I have an injury, okay, I understand the severity of it. And then I try to play through it. I try to figure out ways that I can still play. Because, like, when I was at the Hula Bowl, I understood this is an unbelievable opportunity that somebody has provided me with. If I have the chance to, brace up my hand or do something a little bit different so that I can play, I'm going to do that because somebody else has gifted me this opportunity. Just like if I were to go to an NFL team and they gifted me that opportunity to play for their organization, I'm going to do whatever I possibly can to perform for them at a high level. Um, those are some of the things I think I'd bring to an NFL organization.
Yeah, and again, dude, I just love that about you. Uh dude, when you look at the just entirety of your career, whether it be there at Notre Dame or maybe even your experience at the Hula Bowl, what are some things that are going to stick out when you look back on your career? Is there maybe a particular game or play or moment or what have you that's going to stick in your memory for several years to come?
I would just say this past season as a whole at Notre Dame, we had several games that we did not play like we wanted to. But how we responded, how we got back in the film room on Sundays, and we did it together as a team. That's what was most impressive. Is we didn't have we'd say like fat in our locker room, where it's guys that are kind of slowing us down or holding us back or making excuses and pointing fingers. Everybody knew that we were on a bumpy road to better, and we were trying to stay in the middle. We weren't trying to get too high on our wins, and we weren't trying to get too low on our losses. It's like, what do we need to do down the middle of the path to figure out how do we be better the next week? And we did that. You'd see that early in the season we lost to Marshall, and then later in the season we were able to beat Clemson. And that Clemson game, from our front desk lady, Miss Joy, who is one of the nicest people in the entire world, to our offensive coordinator, to our starting quarterback, to our freshman walk-on safety. Every single person that week played a role in beating Clemson. And we realized that, like, on Sunday mornings, like, you're watching the film, it's like our game plan that we had, what everyone needed to do to execute, was there and on full display and on national television. And it's like, that was just awesome for me to witness, because this is why I love football. This is amazing. Like, this is a whole organization, not just the players, not just the coaches, but the entire organization doing what they need to do to accomplish our goal.
Yeah, man, when everyone's on the same page, it's almost impossible to lose. And it all starts with that one front desk lady, Miss Joy.
Absolutely. It absolutely does. She's
uh,
greeting all of us. And on a Tuesday, she might be tired on a Tuesday afternoon, but if she tells every single person good morning or good afternoon with a smile on her face, and it brightens our day, it helps us practice better. It helps us get ready for Clemson or whoever our opponent is. Like, it starts with her when everybody walks into the facility.
Awesome. Well, definitely love those people that are looked over by a lot of people, but certainly very important in our success. So, Josh, I do want to meet you a little bit outside of football, if you don't mind. Tell me something about you that maybe not everybody knows, something interesting, fun, unique, whether it be hobbies or other interests or passions or anything that you want to share.
Yeah. I really, really like music. I like listening to music as often as I can. One of my favorite things to do is just kind of throw in some light country music in the background while I'm watching film. It just sets a nice vibe in the room, and I feel like then I can be there for just hours on end, watching film, and I'm just in my happy place then. I love playing country music. I play the guitar a little bit. I used to play a ton before college, but then once I got into college and football had more of a priority in my schedule, the guitar strings kind of went away a little bit. And then the callus on my fingers kind of went away as well. So then it gets hard to kind of bring it back up. But I like doing that. And then I like playing golf with some friends. So when I can get out on the course, I'm not a huge avid golfer. I'm not playing, 36, 72 holes a week. But if I can squeeze in an 18 everywhere here and there, I like doing that.
Nice. So, as a, I guess, amateur musician, that certainly sounds fun. I have been throwing this question, people's way because I do find it fun. But given your interest in music, if it was karaoke night and you had to sing one song and get up in front of the whole crowd and sing something, what would you sing with all the confidence in the world?
Colder Weather Zach Brown Band. That is our offensive line's creed. If there's a karaoke night and our offensive line's there, that's what we're finishing the night with. Saying that all together loud and proud. We've been saying that since I was a freshman, and that tradition's been carried on for many years before I got here. And so that's the song I know I could sing every lyric. And it wouldn't be perfect tune-wise, but lyrically it would be.
Awesome. And then again, you had shared that you're from the Pittsburgh area, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been through there a few times, but do tell me just a little bit about your hometown, maybe some of the hot spots that you like to go to there, maybe like a good place to eat.
Yeah. There's a place called Pomodora's in the suburb of Pittsburgh. It's really, really good. Good pizza, good Italian restaurant. I often go there with some high school coaches of mine when I'm back in town. which isn't very often. But whenever I get back, I try to get in there and grab a slice of pizza or a stromboli. It's a nice small town outside of Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh because you get the city feel, but it's not overwhelming. There's a lot to do. It's a safe area. There's great communities that surround the Pittsburgh area. So it's great for, to have a family grow up there. And I was very lucky to be positioned there growing up.
Sure. I mean, obviously, an area with a lot of great tradition. So I don't know if perhaps you grew up a Steeler fan, but aside from that, the question really being, is there somebody at the next level who you're maybe a big fan of, or somebody you're trying to model yourself after?
Yeah, I really like and watch Quentin Nelson a lot of times. I was a freshman when he was a senior here at Notre Dame, and just how he carried himself, through the building, and when he was able to flip that switch and go into his mindset on game days or for practices, it was really impressive to watch. And I try to model myself both on and off the field, like Quentin. Other guys are like Mike McGlinchey. He was another guy that when I was a freshman, he was a senior here, and just how those guys carry themselves, and the other past Notre Dame alumni, really like those guys in the NFL that are doing what they're doing on a consistent basis and really, really well. If I could be 50% like how they are, I'd be happy, because they're true role models, not only for me, but the other guys at Notre Dame, and I think other people that are going into the league.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those guys are studs, and some of the best at their position in the NFL. So, great. Obviously, right now, Josh, you're training for your pro day, and that's rapidly approaching. It'll be here before we know it. Any sort of personal goals or anything that you're trying to go out there and show scouts during that pro day?
Yeah, I'm just I'm trying to show that I've changed my body a little bit with body composition. I kind of want to pass that eye test that they talk about for pro day, and then also I just want to put up good numbers. It's a really big thing. Is I want to show that I can be agile. I do have some good linear speed, and when we're doing the drill work, show that I'm efficient with my technique. It'll be a great opportunity to do some work with my longtime friend in Notre Dame, Jarrett Patterson, who was center for the first half of his career, and then this last year played left guard. It's like we'll be working together on pro day, and it's a great opportunity for both of us to show our technique that we were taught by Coach Easton and how much we believe in that technique to get the job done.
Awesome. I know at the Hula Bowl you weighed in. You were about 6'7", 315. Has that changed much, or is that about the same?
That's about the same. It's about the
Nice.
same. Right now, I'm just really focused on body comp rather than weight loss. So.
Yeah, so a dude that's 6'7", 315 is a legitimate, some really good length to you. And like you said, some versatility there to boot. So why don't you go ahead and finish us off and just kind of talk to the rest of those scouts in the NFL and tell them why they need to draft you and sign you. So go ahead and close us out with your pitch.
Yeah, I would be really honored to have the opportunity to play for your organization and just that opportunity to compete. I want to be a guy that's dependable, that's able, that's healthy, and can provide that versatility to any organization that's willing to bring me in. I want to be a guy you guys can count on, and know that I'm going to get the job done to my best ability, no matter what, at all times. As someone I want to be, and be that guy in the locker room for somebody, some organization, be someone they can count on.
Awesome. Well, Josh, do wish you best of luck in this process. I mean, really looking forward to your pro day and what that's going to look like for you and everything else that you got going on. All right.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the call.
Sure. No problem. Once again, Josh Lugg, he's offensive lineman at a Notre Dame. Definitely give him a look and keep an eye on him and his career in the NFL here very soon.